Are you making these 5 critical mistakes in your technical presentations in English? Today, I'll show you not just what they are, but how to fix them. First, let's watch this short example presentation and think about what you see the biggest mistake being made is.
Good morning, everyone. Let's get straight into this month's departmental report. We've got a lot to cover, so I'll move quickly to ensure we finish on time. This month, we recorded 3 safety incidents. 2 were minor equipment-related injuries, and 1 was a slip incident in the processing plant. Our safety campaign is ongoing, focusing on hazard awareness, and we expect improvement next quarter. Production figures were slightly below target at 92%, primarily due to unexpected maintenance issues with the crusher. Repairs are complete, and output is expected to return to normal levels next month. Efficiency metrics show a 3% improvement overall. The conveyor belt upgrade is 85% complete and expected to go live by the end of next month. The team is working hard to meet the revised schedule. The new tailings dam design has been finalized, and construction will begin next quarter. Further updates will follow. That wraps up this month's report. Thank you for your time. Please reach out if you have any questions later.
Yes, they were rushing through their presentation. Maybe nerves, maybe just a fear of public speaking, maybe worrying about their English, but they're going really quickly. They're not giving their audience a chance to understand, think about what is being presented. In order to overcome this tendency, we all have it, I've done it, we need to learn to embrace pausing. And pausing is a gift. Pausing is a gift for you and for your audience. It gives you breathing space. You don't have to think on your feet all the time. It's okay to lose words occasionally. No problem. Those pauses give your audience a chance to really think about this new information they've gotten. It's not new to you, but it is new for them. So embrace the moments when you forget the word as a reminder to allow your audience a chance to follow you with pausing. So let's take a look at an example of another mistake being made in a presentation. What do you think it is?
Good morning, everyone. Let's get straight into this month's departmental report. We've got a lot to cover, so I'll move quickly to ensure we finish on time. This month, we recorded 3 safety incidents. 2 were minor equipment-related injuries, and 1 was a slip incident in the processing plant. Our safety campaign is ongoing, focusing on hazard awareness, and we expect improvement next quarter. Production figures were slightly below target at 92%, primarily due to unexpected maintenance issues with the crusher. Repairs are complete, and output is expected to return to normal levels next month. Efficiency metrics show a 3% improvement overall. The conveyor belt upgrade is 85% complete and expected to go live by the end of next month. The team is working hard to meet the revised schedule. The new tailings dam design has been finalized, and construction will begin next quarter. Further updates will follow. That wraps up this month's report. Thank you for your time. Please reach out if you have any questions later.
It is definitely information overload on the slides. When you're presenting, your audience is either looking at the slide or they're listening to you. It's very hard for them to do both at the same time. And so you want to make sure that the information on the slide matches what you're saying in the moment. You don't want them to be trying to work out what they're seeing with their eyes and not listening to what you're saying. Keep the information on the slide brief. 1 point per slide. Don't cram everything onto one slide. And make sure that you speak to the information on the slide. They should complement each other really well. Now let's take a look at another example presentation and see if you can see what the mistake in this one is.
Distinguished colleagues, I wish to extend my gratitude for your punctual attendance. Let us commence without delay, as there exists an abundance of material to address in this month's departmental exposition. This reporting period witnessed the occurrence of 3 distinct safety-related incidents. 2 incidents pertained to minor mechanistically induced injuries, while the third involved an unintentional kinetic displacement within the processing facility. Concurrently, the implementation of our hazard mitigation initiative persists, with anticipatory projections indicating amelioration in subsequent periods. Regarding production metrics, output reached 92% of the prescribed target, a deviation attributable to unforeseen mechanical exigencies impacting the crusher apparatus. Rectifications have been expeditiously executed, thereby enabling a forecasted restoration to optimal throughput imminently. Furthermore, efficiency indices demonstrated a marginal yet noteworthy augmentation of 3%. Progression of the Conveyor Belt Enhancement Initiative has achieved an 85% completion rate, with full operationalization anticipated within the forthcoming temporal cycle. Moreover, the finalized architectural schematics for the tailings dam signify the imminent initiation of construction activities in the subsequent quarter. Pertinent updates will be disseminated in due course. This concludes the elucidation of this month's departmental performance. Should you harbor any inquiries, I encourage you to convey them at a later juncture. My gratitude for your engagement.
This one may have been the most obvious to you. Did you even understand what was being said? I found it challenging. So one of the things that we can do is use overly complex language. Presentations already are pretty complex. We're presenting complex ideas, and using complex language to do this is not actually really helpful. It's tempting to think, when English isn't our first language, that complex language means complex thought. It's not really always true. Sometimes you want to use quite simple language for a complex idea. And think of it like when you're explaining to your friend how to change a tire on a car. You're on a phone call, for example, and you're trying to explain things. Simple works best. In this day and age, your audience is not guaranteed to be fluent English speakers. So keep that in mind. Try to simplify what you're saying as much as possible and think of it like explaining it to a friend. Let the complexity come from the technical ideas, not the English. Now let's have a look at an example of mistake number 4.
Good morning, everyone. Let's get straight into this month's departmental report. We've got a lot to cover, so I'll move quickly to ensure we finish on time. This month, we recorded 3 safety incidents. 2 were minor equipment-related injuries, and 1 was a slip incident in the processing plant. Our safety campaign is ongoing, focusing on hazard awareness, and we expect improvement next quarter. Production figures were slightly below target at 92%. Now, let's rewind for a moment. Did you notice something missing in how I've been presenting? I've been giving you a lot of information, but have I connected with you? Let me show you how this same content can be presented with engagement techniques to keep the audience involved and interested. Let's talk about safety performance this month. We had 3 incidents. What do you think was the leading cause? That's right. Equipment-related injuries made up 2 of the 3. To address this, we've launched a new hazard awareness campaign. Can anyone here share how they've implemented it with their teams so far? Great examples. Thank you for sharing. Here's the difference. By asking questions, pausing for responses, and involving your audience, you make them active participants. Instead of simply receiving information, they feel heard, connected, and part of the conversation.
So mistake number 4 isn't really a mistake, more of an improvement opportunity. Presentations can be really dry, really dull, really boring, and your audience may want to fall asleep with your content. Nothing personal, just sometimes what we talk about is not so exciting. In order to keep them engaged, sometimes we need to do a little bit of work and we need to invite them to participate with us. And we can use our questions to do so. Let's take a look at the last example video of the 5th mistake.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to share updates on our department's monthly report. We'll go over our safety performance metrics, production numbers, and the progress of ongoing projects. Let's get started. This month, we had 3 incidents. 2 were equipment malfunctions involving the conveyor, and 1 was a slip in the processing plant. Our team conducted root cause analyses, and corrective measures were implemented, including additional signage and improved maintenance protocols. We're also rolling out a refresher training program for high-risk tasks. Our production output reached 92% of target. The primary issue was unplanned downtime on the crusher. Repairs were completed in 2 days, and we've updated the preventative maintenance schedule. We also achieved a 3% efficiency improvement thanks to optimized processing workflows. Now, let's step back. What's missing here? While the details are accurate, they don't address the big question. So what? Let's reframe this to focus on the business value. This month, our safety measures prevented what could have been significant downtime or costly liabilities. The 3 incidents we encountered were minor, thanks to quick action and proactive training. By reducing risk and maintaining operations, we're protecting both our people and the company's bottom line.
Okay, mistake number 5 is not focusing on business value. Focusing on very small scale value. Honestly, this is probably the mistake I see people make the most, that is the hardest to identify and fix. Because we're always focusing on our own goals, what our department metrics are, on what targets we are trying to achieve, without putting it back in context of how this drives business value. If we don't go that last step, we have missed out on most of the power that our presentation can bring. And it really just takes that one question to get us back on track. So what? Well, yes, we've met our metrics. So what? Yes, we've met our safety KPIs. So what? Always link it back to business value, and your presentation will never fall flat. I have been giving technical presentations for decades. I have been teaching people to deliver technical presentations for decades. These are just 5 of the common mistakes I've seen and made. But by focusing on fixing these 5 points, your presentations will go from okay to pretty powerful. Now, don't forget to connect with me if you need more help on giving any presentations or polishing your professional communication for work as a mining industry professional.